Alrighty, folks, I'm feeling pretty good on a Friday morning because I'm now 3-0, my last three extra daily bets on my website. Now, the extra daily bet is a package that I offer on patreon.com/BrockPage. It's only going to cost you just $2.99. The best part is you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days if you sign up here today. And as an added bonus, folks, you're also going to get access to my daily best play for the next 30 days as well, absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase of the extra daily bet. The math works out to be just 9 cents a day for the extra daily bet. I currently have over 555 members who are signed up and active on my website right now. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Braves at the Reds, 6:40 p.m. East. Atlanta's minus $1.50, totals 11. A.J. Smith, Shawver for the Braves, Luke Weaver for Cincinnati. As good as the Reds have been recently, well, Luke Weaver's given these guys little chance to win. He's recorded only one win this year through 57 innings of work. He's also got a trash ERA of 6.47. Now, the Cincinnati pitching staff as a whole, they've really struggled keeping runners off the base paths this year. They give up over 9.3 hits a game at the Great American Ballpark. They're facing an Atlanta team who continues to hit for power. They currently lead the majors in homers per contest. They also have the highest team OPS average in the bigs. Ronald Acuna's got the 5th highest OPS average in the majors and 2nd highest batting average at .324. Meanwhile, Ozzie Albies, he's in the top 10 in both RBI and home runs himself. And even if the bats struggle for Atlanta, the youngster A.J. Smith-Shawver, he's looked solid in limited action. He's got an ERA of 2.03 and a .98 whip. Now, 6 out of Atlanta's last 10 outings did get over the total. Meanwhile, Cincinnati went 80% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Braves minus $1.50, over 11. Next game, Royals-Rays, 6:40 p.m. East. Tampa Bay's minus 270, totals 8 runs. Zach Eflin for Tampa Bay, Zach Greinke for Kansas City. Now to 76 innings of work this year. Greinke's got just one win on the year. It's actually just 1-7 for the season with an ERA close to 5. Now, KC's got the second fewest road wins in all of the majors right now. They're facing Zach Eflin, who's recorded 8 wins on the year, along with an ERA in the low 3s. When it comes to offensive production, the Rays are touching home plate more times a game than any other lineup in the AL East. Yandy Diaz, he's hitting .309. Randy Arozarena, he's in the top 10 in RBI and OPS. Wander Franco's sitting out. Luke Raley's also questionable. Meanwhile, Massey's still out for the Royals. Matt Beattie is questionable for them. KC's 62% to the under in their road trips. They've also been held under 3.1 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Tampa Bay. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, the Rays saw their last 4 straight Zach Eflin starts stay under the total themselves. Give me the Rays minus 1.5, under 8. Next ballgame, little divisional matchup here. Twins-Tigers, 6:40 p.m. East. Minnesota's $1.40, totals 9. Kenta Maeda for Minnesota, Joey Wentz for Detroit. And even though Wentz has been awful, the Tigers have actually played some pretty respectable baseball recently. Matter of fact, they took 3 of 4 from Minnesota earlier in the week at Target Field. And in Detroit's last 5 victories, they scored 6 runs or more in all of those wins. Javi Baez, he's the team leader in hits. Spencer Torkelson, he has the most total bases. Now they're facing Kenta Maeda, who's been pretty bad in a handful of starts for the Twins. Maeda's 0-4 in the year with an ERA in the 9s. Meanwhile, at the plate, the Twins hitters, they strike out more times a game than any other lineup in the league. Polanco and Gordon are still out for the Twins. Riley Green's inactive for Detroit. The Tigers went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 meetings with Minnesota. They actually held the Twins to just 3.4 runs a game during that time frame. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Now, Minnesota saw 6 out of their last 9 divisional road games stay under the total themselves. Give me Detroit plus 1.5, under 9. Next game, Pirates Marlins, 6:40 Eastern start time. Miami's minus $1.80, totals 8. Jesus Luzardo for Miami, Luis Ortiz for Pittsburgh. And out of Ortiz's last 7 starts, the Pirates won only 2 ball games. The righties officially recorded just 1 win this year through 37 plus with a bad 1.73 whip. Now, the Buccos have also lost 10 straight, and they were shut out 3 times during that process. They're facing Jesus Luzardo, who's got a winning record and 94 strikeouts himself. Meanwhile, at the plate, the Fish rarely strike out, and they're in the top 10 in team batting average. Luis Arias hits a league-best .397. Jorge Soler's third in home runs. Segura, Garcia, and Chisholm are still out for Miami. The Marlins have gone 63% to the under against National League opponents at Lone Depot Park. The under also cashed in 3 out of Luzardo's last 5 starts. Give me the Marlins minus 180, under 8. Next game, Mets, Phillies, 7:05 East. Philadelphia's minus $1.20 at home, totals 9.5. Taijuan Walker for Philadelphia. Kodai Senga for New York. Now, Senga's got a handful of wins on the year and a winning record. He's also got an ERA in the 3s and a whole lot of strikeouts. Out of 71-plus innings, the righty's just 13 strikeouts shy of the century mark. Now, the Mets also do a nice job of producing runs while traveling. They're a top 10 run-producing team on the road right now. Pete Alonso's the NL leader in home runs. Brandon Nimmo's got the most hits on the roster. Now, they're facing a Phillies team who scored 3 runs or less in their last 4 straight, having all kinds of problems at the plate. And speaking of offensive woes, the Phils have a bottom 10 home run hitting lineup right now. And even though starting pitcher Taijuan Walker's got a solid win-loss record, don't let those numbers fool you. He's got an ERA of .431, and he does have some control issues at times. Now, one final thing here. Out of 15 divisional contests against the NL East this year, the Phils have gotten the W only 5 times, really struggling within divisional play. 7 out of Philly's last 10 meetings with New York fell under the number. They actually scored just 2.2 runs a game during that time frame. Now, the Mets are 14-9 to the under against divisional opponents. Give me the Mets plus $1, under 9.5. Next game, Mariners, Orioles, 7:05 Eastern start time. Baltimore's minus $1.15, totals 8.5. Kyle Gibson for Baltimore, Logan Gilbert for Seattle. Now, Gilbert's got a handful of losses on the year, along with an ERA in the 4s. Meanwhile, at the plate, the Mariners are striking out more times a game than any other lineup in the AL West. They're facing Kyle Gibson, who's got 8 wins on the season and an ERA in the 3s. Now, the O's also, they definitely hit the baseball at Camden Yards. They're currently got themselves a top 10 hit-producing lineup on their home field. Austin Hayes, he has the 4th highest batting average in the majors right now. Anthony Santander, he's driving in most of the runners. He's got 42 ribbies on the year. Now, Mullins and Mountcastle are both still out for Baltimore, while J.P. Crawford's questionable for Seattle. Now, the Mariners saw overs in 4 out of Gilbert's last 6 starts. The Orioles also went 60% to the over in their last 10. Give me Baltimore minus $1.15, over 8.5. Next contest, Rangers, Yankees, 7:05 Eastern start time. Now, this game is currently off the board. We have no confirmed starter yet for New York. Dane Dunning for Texas. Now, Dunning's been spectacular for the Rangers this year. He's 6-1 with an ERA in the 2s. He's also backed by the best hitting lineup in the game right now. The Rangers currently lead the majors in run production and hits. Adolis Garcia, he's driven in 58 runners already. He's also tied for the league lead in RBI. Marcus Semion's got the most hits on the roster right now, and they are facing a Yankee team on the other side of things who struggled touching home plate in their recent head-to-head meetings with the Rangers. The Bombers have averaged just 2.3 runs a game in their last 10 contests against Texas. They've also had problems hitting in Yankee Stadium. New York's in the bottom 3 in hits per game on their own diamond. Now, Aaron Judge, he is still out for the Pinstripers. Brad Miller still inactive for Texas. Give me Texas getting the job done for some money line cash. All right, next contest I have for you. It's going to be the A's at the Blue Jays. 7:07 Eastern start time. Toronto is the $3 favorite. Totals 9 runs. Chris Bassett for the Blue Jays. James Caprillion for Oakland. Now, Caprillion's got just 2 wins on the year with an ERA in the 6s. The A's also have the worst record in baseball, and they're dead last in scoring runs. They're facing Chris Bassett, who's got 7 wins on the year and a 1.20 whip. And the Blue Jays also continue to pound the baseball. They average nearly double-digit hits per game. Vlad Guerrero, he has the second most RBI on the roster, 120 total bases for the first baseman. Meanwhile, Whit Merrifield, he's just 2 points shy of batting 300. Now, injury-wise, Bo Bichette is questionable for the Jays. Keep an eye on him. I think it's a thumb injury or something with his hand, so keep an eye on his status. Meanwhile, Alejandro Kirk, he's still out for the Jays. Now, for Oakland, Kevin Smith is out for them. 8 out of Oakland's last 10 outings did stay under the total. They also saw 6 out of their last 10 contests with Toronto stay under the line. Give me the Blue Jays -1.5, under 9. Next ball game, Brewers Guardians, 7:10 Eastern start time. Cleveland's -150, totals 8 runs. Shane Bieber for the Guardians, Wade Miley for Milwaukee. Miley's 4-2 with an ERA in the 3s. He's also got a respectable 1.09 whip. Now, the Brewers won 4 out of their last 6 ball games, and they scored 5 runs or more in all of those victories. Christian Yelich, he is the club leader in hits. Brian Anderson's got the second most total bases. Now, they're facing a Cleveland squad who failed to cash in on the run line in 6 out of their last 9 interleague home games. When it comes to offensive production, the Guardians score fewer runs per contest at home than any other lineup besides one. Now, no real shock here, guys. The Guardians are dead last in the majors in homers per 9. Will Brennan's questionable for the Guardians. Tyrone Taylor is inactive for the Brewers. Milwaukee's 63% to the under against American League opponents. Cleveland saw 3 out of their last 4 at Progressive Field stay under the line. Give me the Brewers +1.5, under 8. Next matchup, Battle of the Sox. It's the Red Sox at the White Sox, 8:10, South Side Chicago. The White Sox of Chicago, they are -120. Totals 8.5 runs. Lucas Giolito for the Chi Sox, Brian Bayo for Boston. Bayo's got an ERA in the 3s and averages just about a strikeout an inning. This Boston lineup averages nearly double-digit hits a game. They're actually in the top 3 in the majors in that category. Masataka Yoshida, he's got the highest qualifying batting average in the lineup. Rafi Devers, tied for the league lead in RBI. They're facing a White Sox team who lost 7 out of their last 10 themselves. And they have a tough time at the dish. These guys are actually in the bottom 5 in team OPS average. They also get walked only 2.4 times a game at the plate, only 2.4 times. That's actually a league low in that category. Grandal and Anderson are questionable for Chicago. Moncada and Gonzalez are still out. Alex Verdugo is out of the lineup for Boston. 6 out of Boston's last 10 meetings with the White Sox fell under the total. Historical trends, a lot of unders. Chicago went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. Give me Boston plus $1, under 8.5. Next game, Angels Rockies, 8:40 p.m. East. The LA Angels are minus $1.55, totals 11.5. Patty Sandoval for Los Angeles, Kyle Freeland for Colorado. Freeland's lost 8 games already and has an ERA of 4.48. Now, as a team, the Rockies are on an 8-game skid, and they average nearly double-digit strikeouts a game at the plate. They're facing an Angel squad who's got little issue hitting for power. They're a top 5 home run producing team. Shohei Ohtani's got a league best 24 homers. He's also tied for the league lead with 58 RBI. Mike Trout's got 15 home runs and 39 ribbies himself. Rendon and Urshela are still out for the Angels. Blackmon, Crone, and Bryant inactive for Colorado. The Rockies saw overs in 3 out of their last 6 Freeland starts. The Angels saw 5 out of their last 7 road games get over the total themselves. Give me the Angels minus 155, over 11.5. Next matchup, Nats Pods, 9:40 p.m. East. San Diego's minus 285 at home, totals 8 runs. Joe Musgrove for San Diego, Patrick Corbin for Washington. As bad as Corbin's been, well, this Nats team is a run line covering machine on the road. They're 24-10 against the number in their travels. That is good for 71% in that category. Aside from having a top 5 hit producing lineup in the National League, the Nats rarely strike out at the plate. They're averaging a league low 6.9 strikeouts per 9 at the dish. Logan Thomas is the team leader in RBI and hits. Alex Call is the most walks in the box. They're facing Joe Musgrove, who's got an ERA in the 4s along with a 1.31 whip. He's also backed by one of the worst hitting lineups in the game. The Padres are a bottom 3 hit producing lineup in the entire league. San Diego's 24-15 to the under at Petco Park. The Nats have gone 60% to the under when they hit first. Give me Washington plus 1.5, under 8. Next contest I have for you, Astros, Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern start time. LA Dodgers are minus $1.50, totals 8.5. Emmett Sheehan for Los Angeles, JP France for Houston. France has just 2 losses on the year with an ERA in the 3s. The Stros have also done a nice job in interleague play. They got the W in 6 out of their last 9 road games against National League opponents. Kyle Tucker leads the lineup in hits. Mauricio Dubon, he's got the highest qualifying batting average on the team. They're facing a Dodger club who lost 4 out of their last 6 at home. Of course, these LA hitters, they are currently in the bottom 10 in strikeouts per game in the box. Max Muncy's still out for the Dodgers. Yordan Alvarez inactive for Houston. The Astros did see 4 out of JP France's last 7 starts stay under the total. They also went 60% to the under in their last 10 gatherings with the Dodgers. Give me Houston plus 1.5, under 8.5 runs. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. Little divisional game, NL West action. It's going to be the Diamondbacks at the Giants, 10:15 Eastern start time. San Francisco's minus 180 at Chase Field, totals 8 runs. Logan Webb for San Francisco, Zach Davies for Arizona. And as bad as Davies has been, the Cards got the W in 5 out of their last 7. They also have the second most road wins in the major leagues. They're a top 3 run-producing team away from their own building. Ketel Marte, he is the team leader in hits. Corbin Carroll has the most homers and the highest qualifying batting average. And even though this Giants pitcher, Logan Webb, he's been very good this year, he actually does not have a winning record. He did take the loss 6 times. when it comes to offensive production, the Giants strike out more than most clubs in the bigs. They're in the bottom 3 in strikeouts per 9 at the plate. Wade and Yastrzemski are questionable for San Francisco. 7 out of the Giants' last 10 did get over the total. Arizona went 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Diamondbacks plus 1.5, over 8. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Atlanta Braves minus 150, over 11. Tampa Bay Rays minus 1.5, under 8 runs. Detroit Tigers plus 1.5, under 9. I'm 3-0 my last 3 extra daily bets on my website. And that package is only going to cost you just $2.99 for 30 days of service. Miami Marlins minus 180, under 8 runs. New York Mets plus $1, under 9.5. Baltimore minus $1.15, over 8.5 runs. Give me the Texas Rangers getting the job done for some money line cash. Blue Jays minus 1.5, under 9. Milwaukee Brewers plus 1.5, under 8. Boston Red Sox plus $1, under 8.5. LA Angels minus 155, over 11 and a hook. Washington Nationals plus 1.5, under 8 runs. Houston Astros plus 1.5, under 8 and a hook. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me Arizona plus 1.5, over 8 runs. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. Now, if you do sign up for my extra daily bet, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, I'm also going to throw in my daily best play for you absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman Package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Well, that's it, guys. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.